Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. There's an Atlanta teenager. His name is Ben. He was bored during this whole pandemic situation. So he decided to do something really cool and built a roller coaster in his family's backyard. And took about 3 weeks. Ben put together the structure with 2x4s, PVC pipes, cinder blocks, sandbags. He even constructed the car. And the first time Ben rode his homemade coaster, he's like, yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about this.
I was absolutely terrified, but I guess because I built it, I knew how sturdy it was, so I was pretty confident that I would be okay. But yeah, I was screaming my head off. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It doesn't look very safe.
No, it really doesn't.
Granted, it's not like he's going upside down or anything along those lines. It's just like a really long ramp. But I do love that he put a motorcycle helmet on.
Yeah. And it really just is basically, he's got it from the deck going on, and it goes down, but then it goes back up, but basically it stops at the end as he's going up, and then he sort of just like backtracks again because he just rolls back down again.
Yeah, I mean, super lame roller coaster. I'd be very upset if I waited in line for this.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's actually pretty impressive that he pulled this off, though.
Yeah, that is, it's pretty amazing what he did, and his mom has ridden the ride, but she's like, yeah, I do not want this to stay in my backyard.
I'm looking forward to getting my yard back. I've got some plants which are trying to grow through underneath it, and this is not going to be a permanent fixture in my yard, I can tell you that.
Oh, I just love that Georgia accent. Hello, what is this doing in my backyard? What is this also doing? What am I doing in Georgia? All of this is just wrong, Ben. It's wrong.
But if you're Ben's mom, it's probably like, it's better than him, like, just hanging out, like, just smoking a ton of weed upstairs or something like that without us. You know what I mean? At least he was being active.
Agreed. You're absolutely right. He's the kind of kid where you go, oh, he's always been in everything. He was in all my bits all the time, every time, and now he's building this in the garden.
What are the bits?
That's English for my stuff.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know, like what kind of narrative you were creating?
Not the naughty bits. No, it's the bits and bubbles.
The bits and bubbles.
Bubbles. It's bubbles, not bubbles.
Still sounds dirty.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's because you're American swine. There we go.
Wow.
Well,
fair. Escalated.
Ben's mom's not happy with either. I just want you to know. She said it was a nice little story about her son, and you guys ruined it.
You're the one who threw the bits in there.
And the bubbles. Don't forget the bubbles. Yeah, dude, good on that kid. I mean, seriously, because during the pandemic, I have done nothing as constructive as that.
I got to imagine the future's pretty bright for this kid, though.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's got to be, an architect, a construction guy, or contractor. I mean, there's so many things you can do with the fact that the guy basically went out and built his own roller coaster.
Oh, yeah. Cohen's story says that he's going to start college in the fall, and he's actually thinking about doing a roller coaster business. Maybe I have audio of him talking about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would honestly be my dream job, to build stuff like this for people and then see their reaction when they go down it for the first time. But yeah, I've had so much fun building this thing.
Yeah, if that's his first foray. I mean, I got to imagine he's going to get a little crazier if this damn pandemic continues. Next thing you know, you go over there, he's got like the Great American Scream Machine.
Dude, so how about that? What if that guy does end up being like roller coaster guy? I don't, it's an interesting industry because I don't know how many roller coasters get built a year, but
well, at that point, he could even go like work for Disney as like an Imagineer. And they get paid a lot of money to do like that kind of stuff because it's not only just like construction and math and everything like that, but
creating the idea of but how many Imagineers are there?
There's a lot.
Are there?
Oh yeah, and like Imagineers can be considered both like ride builders, but they're also like animators and stuff like that too. So he can do any of that kind of stuff.
I love that Steve can't imagine that there are a lot of Imagineers out there.
Imagine going
that.
And you're at a bar, and you're like, hey, so what do you do for a living? I'm an Imagineer. I'm like, oh, so you're unemployed. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Yeah, like that's what it sounds like. It sounds it
sounds like entrepreneur to you, doesn't it?
Right, it does. But then you get to follow up, be like, no, actually, this is a job title at Disney. And then I would be completely enamored by you. Tell me more about your job.
Yeah, exactly. First off, you start making fun of the guy, and then you're like, oh, man, turns out you're a guy that I really like.
I'll be like going and say, hey, what do you do for a living? I'm a dreamer. I'm like, well, what the hell? Like, what does he mean? You're a dreamer.
That's why you got to come up with a fancy name. I'm a dreameneer. You know what I mean? You got to come up with a fancy. That's what,
if you add the ear at the end, it makes it better.
Yeah, because if you said I was an imaginer, it's the same thing as a dreamer. You're like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm an imaginer. Yeah. But if you're an Imagineer, oh, hey. So I guess it's like they take an engineer and imagine person and put them together.
All I know is that they clearly don't have an HOA at their house, because how the hell do you get that approved?
Well, it looks like it's in the backyard, right? You can kind of hide it behind the trees.
Oh, Steve's right. If there was an HOA, that thing does not get done. There are nosy neighbors that would have shut that baby down.
I'm glad I don't have an HOA then.
Yeah. Be thankful.
Yeah. I guess Steve has an HOA from what we can tell.
Yeah, right? I just had a couple of things shot down that I was hoping to add on to our home. And I'm like, why? It's like sometimes it's just like, you can't get inside the mind of them. So now I told Sid, I'm like, I'm becoming the head of this HOA.
Oh, dude, yeah.
So I can make the changes. I'm going to be a corrupt HOA president. That's my goal.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Well, I'll be very upfront about it. I'm like, I'm doing everything to benefit myself. So if it falls, if whatever you want to do benefits me, I will approve it.
This is a great campaign to run on. I'm sure that everyone will vote for you.
Steve. Vote for Steve.
Well, I think I could get it now because we have a small development and, it's barely built. So there's only like 4 families. So
again, though, the platform that I'm just going to take this job to do what I want to do for me, I'm like, okay, you're the man for me. You're just the guy that I want who'll do nothing for me and everything for himself.
Well, I could be like
you're the man, Mr. Miggs.
I'll do a true politician kind of a spin on it. I'll be like, I'm a man that leads by example.
And just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And never explain what that is.
Oh, that's not because there are some bad examples out there. That's for sure you could be leading by. Yeah.
I won't do anything that I wouldn't do.
I won't do anything I wouldn't do. It's Yogi Berra, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be running for our HOA guy. I wouldn't do anything I wouldn't do. I love this guy. He stands behind everything he says.
Honestly, at that point, if I were you, I would just run into the thing of, do you hate the HOA? Vote for me.
That's right. I'm going to do things to piss off our HOA.
There's a lot of people that hate the HOA. I'm going to put that out there.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. I think Danny's right, Steve. If you just go on that platform, if you hate the HOA, I'm your guy.
Hey, vote for me. I think it's stupid, too.
Yeah. Yeah, and you don't have to have any substance. As you know, we've seen in the world of politics, you don't need substance to actually get anywhere in that business. So go for it, buddy.
Or I'm going to build a roller coaster in all of our backyards.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, now you're in.
That's a hefty promise there, sir.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean he has to keep it.
All right, how about pizza party if you vote for me?
Yeah.
I'm in. Can I vote for you?
Can I too?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to keep that promise either, because that's a lot of people. Well, granted, it's only a 4, but if we're in, he's got to provide it for our homes, too.
Yeah. Yeah, but to be honest, I would never even want to do something like that. That seems like such a thankless gig to be part of like an HOA board.
All I think about and you and I and Rev may know this, but all I think about is Jerry Seinfeld's parents. It just seemed like it was one long battle as his parents were in there, his dad was in charge of the HOA or whatever down in Florida.
Yep.
The condo association. And it just seemed like, who wants to live that way?
No, just arguing over dumb stuff. Like, I don't want to deal. Like, do whatever you want. I don't care. I'd be the worst president.
So you've had 3 ideas. This is your brand new home. You want to do stuff. 3 ideas shot down already.
Not 3, just one idea. It's something I want to do in the front, and I get it. Like, they want things to be uniform. It's like, okay.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to be business in the front, party in the back, Steve. That's what you're supposed to do.
Don't get me wrong. It's still a full mullet. It's going to happen at our house.
All right, fair enough.
They approved the party in the back. Let's not get it twisted. Like,
okay, good.
Yeah. Things are going to be crazy. Full on petting zoo.
You're just not business enough in the front is what they're saying.
Right.
All right, fair enough.
Ooh, a petting zoo? I want to come to the petting zoo.
Yeah, right?
Well, come on over to Puyallup.
Make sure you got goats.
Okay. That's it. By the way, that should be the new motto for Puyallup. Puyallup, make sure you got goats.
I think that already is, man.
Might be, dude.
We do have the fair.
That's a good point. Hey, how would you react if your significant other just surprised you by shaving their own head? A woman just did this, and you're going to hear her husband's reaction at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load, terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's a woman in Colorado, and she decided, you know what? I am going to make a spontaneous decision. I am going to shave my head. And she decided to do this without telling her husband about this. And then she was like, you know what? Just shave my head. He doesn't know about it. Time to surprise him with the brand new look.
Oh, this should be interesting.
And here's how he responded.
Mama's gonna cut her hair off, and Dada's not even gonna know. Hi.
Wait, when did you do that?
Just now.
Whoa, what?
I shaved it.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
I think it looks really good.
I thought you were gonna do that.
I love it.
I love it too. It looks really good.
Dean likes it.
I don't know what to, have we seen, no, I don't know if I've seen a picture of her yet. I can't seem to see a picture of her. Oh, there she is shaving. Ooh.
Oh, I think she looks good with the shaved head.
She's got a good, you know what? She's got a good shaped head.
Yeah.
She does. She's got a good head for that.
I like the shape of her head.
Yeah,
I love the husband. I'm looking at the video. He just looks like he probably just like tokes up and doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
Yeah.
You look good. I don't care. I'm doing laundry.
I mean, it looks like he has enough hair for both of them, so he has the
yeah, he's got the man bun working, it looks like.
See, I think you know the relationship you're in where you could do something like that, you know? I think there's certain people, like, I know I couldn't do something drastic. I think that would freak my wife out. Not like she would yell at me or anything like that. She's like, what in the hell is going on? Granted, I can't do much with my hair. But like if I shave my eyebrows, like let's just say, whoa, she'd be like, why'd you do that? You know?
Yeah, that's you know what though? You got to have the right face shape and the right hair. I mean, she's got a good face for like a high forehead look anyway, like just wearing a ponytail and pulling the hair back. You know, her head and her face look good that way. So actually it's not that crazy to not have hair with her face, but some faces, man, the high forehead look or the no hair look, you know, I don't know, man.
My question, and it has nothing to do with her hair. I'm watching this video. I'm more weirded out. Her husband's washing his pants with the belt on.
I didn't even notice that. Is that what is he?
Yeah, he's pulling it out of the washing machine, and it still has the belt on it.
Oh wow, that is a little weird.
Do you guys wash your clothes with the belt still on?
Not generally, but I do have a couple of pairs of shorts that have like a belt that is like sewed onto it. So I can't get rid of it. I can't take it off of it.
That I can understand, but this is like one of the ones with like a metal belt buckle.
Oh, yeah, you don't do that.
Wow, yeah, no.
I'm more bothered by that. Like, I think she should leave him for that. Like, the hair thing is whatever. That's probably why she shaved her head. She's like, this husband doesn't follow any rules. Why should I?
Yeah, what the heck? Damn, dude. Yeah, I don't know
he pulled
why.
it out. Like, he was putting laundry in and then pulled that one out specifically.
Oh, so he hasn't washed it yet. You think he noticed the belt's on there. But then who's putting his clothes with the belt in the hamper like that?
The person distracted by his bald wife.
Yeah, I guess he's got other things to talk about right now than his belt. And
but who takes their pants off without removing the belt?
Okay, that is a good question.
Yeah, this whole family is very interesting.
This is a messed up marriage, I say.
Yeah, it's not going to last. It's not going to last at all.
She said, I guess according to the YouTube page, I don't know if this is true or not, but it says the woman spontaneously shaved her head to liberate herself from society's concept of beauty.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Really? She didn't say that in the video.
Maybe she was just tired of washing her hair. It's a lot of hair there.
Her hair was pretty long.
I have to say, that's like the one nice thing about having a shaved head. It's like first thing in the morning, don't have to worry about anything.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's so nice not having a lot of hair. It's so nice.
See, I've thought about it too, but I don't think I'd be as lucky as you guys or her. Like, I think my head would be really weird looking.
Do it.
I think I'd look like an egg.
Do it.
Like a weird egg. I'm good.
Yeah, you're not going to do it.
No.
You can always wear wigs.
Yeah.
Like, the nice ones are really expensive. I've looked into it, actually.
We'll do a GoFundMe for you.
They're
You know
like
what, Vicky?
$3,000 to $4,000.
Whoa.
There's one voice on this show that is not going to have you do something that probably will be something you regret.
It's not Danny, I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, see, Danny, Steve.
I'll do it if you do it.
No, really?
Oh.
Whoa,
Danny's
really,
not
Danny?
gonna
You
do
would
it?
Yeah, see?
you would not have Vicky shave her head for you to shave your head, really?
Nah, I'm good.
Shave off, shave off.
Wow.
You wear a hat all the time. What does it even matter?
Yeah. Do it, Danny.
Oh, you know
I have
why? Because
weird
he's had his spiky hair for all of those years. It's like his wallet chain. He's not getting rid of that.
He wants to do like those selfies with the hair.
I'll bleach my hair, but I'm not gonna shave it off. I know.
No, it's very much not.
I'll dye it.
Danny.
I'll dye it any color you want me to dye it, but I won't
Whoa,
shave it. Sorry.
giving up the body, Danny. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Well, if we bleach your hair enough, it'll just fall out, and that's kind of like shaving it.
That's actually probably true.
Ooh, Team Balding, one texter said. All of us shave our heads.
In solidarity.
For something.
I love Joe's face right now. He's like, hell no.
Joe,
Come on, Joe.
you don't need like an inch of hair anyway.
Sarah's
They'll
never
grow
going to
back
do
quick.
that.
Sarah's
She will-
probably-
I would do it for if Sarah did it, I would do it.
Yeah, Sarah's never going to do it.
Come on, Sarah.
Yeah,
well, you
her
know she's
hair
not
is-
going to do it. That's why you say that.
That's also
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. No way would she shave her head.
What a weird promo picture that would be if all of us were bald.
I'm sure we can
Yeah.
either Photoshop it or get some bald caps going, and we can make this happen.
Fair. We could do that.
Yeah, but come on. That's the fake way of doing it. Yeah, I don't know, Vicky. It's hard to say. I mean, I'm trying to imagine you right now. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to just look at your face without your hair.
Pull your hair really far back.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be a bad bald person. Yeah.
No,
I don't think you'd be a bad.
Wow, you've got the Steve shine right there.
Yeah.
Like off the top of your head right there. It just reflects really well.
You guys point a freaking light at my dome. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you want from me?
I'm blind.
I get a little sunburn every morning from it.
One spot.
Well, you'll have
Bright
that.
ass light that's just shining right on my dome piece. Don't be.
So we get we've got this new generation of sports fan that's out there, and there was a study done, and it turns out that almost half of NFL fans, more than half of NBA fans and MLB fans between the ages of 18 and 34. So that's the caveat. So they talked to just 18 to 34-year-olds with the NFL, NBA, and MLB, and pretty much half to a little more than half of all those sports and the people of that age group said they prefer watching highlights of their favorite sports over actually watching the full-length games. And that is, boy, that's disturbing if they have all those big contracts on television or want you to go out to the stadium and watch the game. That's nuts.
Well, I feel like that's like an extension of even like the Red Zone channel. A lot of people just love just seeing when it's close to being a score, a touchdown being scored or even a field goal. But you know what I mean? Like you don't want to watch all the other stuff. For me personally, if it's my favorite team, I like watching the whole game.
Same.
Other games, I'm okay with highlights.
And for me, I hate to make this admission because I know baseball fans that are purists are going to go, really? But I never watch the defensive part of the inning of the team that I'm watching. Like I have the MLB extra innings and they let you jump from inning to inning. So for me, I always go to my team's batting half of the inning and I don't ever watch the defense, which is really sad because, like with the Mariners last year, they had amazing Gold Glove defenders. But, I really like offense because that's, where the runs are scored. So I'm only watching the offense part of my team's inning.
That makes sense. I mean, baseball's kind of slow moving and then you get the part that's the more boring part.
Yeah, but there are people, like you said, that I want to watch the whole game. And I imagine people feel the same way. You can feel the same way about soccer. Since there's not a lot of goals scored, people definitely maybe let me just see the close calls and let me see the goals. And that would be a much shorter soccer situation watching those highlights.
And I'm not a big soccer guy, and probably Danny could attest to it more since he's rocking currently the brand new Sockers jersey. But Sounders.
The Sockers. Seattle Sockers, everybody.
Seattle Sockers. But I think with soccer, part of the fun of the game, at least when I've gone, is the anticipation of something cool happening. So if all you show me are the cool stuff, that's not really exciting because part of what makes it exciting is you've been waiting so long for a shot to be taken.
Yeah, it's true. And then also, too, I feel like for the anticipation for me of because there are a lot of shots taken, they just don't actually connect. So it's like, oh. And then
those are the close calls I'm talking about, Danny, is that I'd love to see those.
But part of them being fun is because you've been waiting for that close call. True. If all you're being handed is the close call, it's not really that exciting.
Yeah. See, that's the argument that I'd give you about baseball, but I think if somebody thinks something is boring, they're never going to believe that. Because I see what you're saying, Steve. That's what I love about baseball, because I watch that cat and mouse game go on for so long, and when the batter has his third appearance against a pitcher, to me, like, this is where the real juice happens, because they both making their adjustments and who's going to win this battle. And that usually is the fifth or sixth inning, but you watch what they've done in their first two at bats, especially the good hitters and good pitchers. That's what I would argue, but other people go, no, dude, that's boring. I'm sorry.
And granted, sports entertainment, but obviously being a fan of wrestling, like, I couldn't watch just the highlights, because part of the fun of the matches is also like what they're doing in between all the quote unquote cool moves. Like, there's certain things that happen. But what I have found myself doing now is I listen to a podcast called Busted Open, which is like a couple of former WWE stars like Mark Henry and Bully Ray and this guy that hosted, Dave LaGreca, and they will analyze all the shows, because I don't have the time to watch all the wrestling anymore with Tatum. It's just impossible. So I'll listen to their podcast and I'll keep up to speed on what's going on with like Monday Night Raw. And then if they like are gushing about a certain match, then I'll go and watch that one match.
And we've given a lot of possible reasons why people would want to watch highlights over watching the full thing. And it turns out in this study, actually, it's none of those reasons we've been talking about. It turns out they're saying the change in this viewership behavior is basically very well documented amongst millennial and Gen Z fans, because that's where they were talking to. And a lot of them have cut the cord, so they rely largely on social media for their sports coverage. So they're not able to watch the full games because they just don't have the cable or whatever to do it. So that's all they have is this, and that's what they're used to now.
So it's like, if they don't have cable or they're not able to watch the Hawks game, they'll just go to like Seahawks.com or Seahawks Twitter, and then like they'll have like those recap, like the 5-minute what happened in the game recap videos.
Yeah, you can go to ESPN and their app and do the same thing, which is, so it's like, do they really prefer it this way, or is this because this is the only way they can get it? because they don't have access to the full game, which is interesting that you're seeing more and more of the NFL saying, we're going to throw full games on our app. And I know MLB, same thing. It's like, MLB's own, they have their own TV station as well as their own app. And from time to time, they'll throw a full game on that, which you can watch on your phone.
Yeah, see, for me, being a newer fan, because, before moving to Seattle 5 years ago, I wasn't a huge sports fan to where, and at that point, I would argue that I would just watch the highlights, unless it was a championship game. Mm-hmm. I would always watch the Super Bowl. But now, moving here and being a big fan of the Sounders and the Seahawks, now I there's no way that I would not want to watch the full game, which has been a huge change for me.
Yeah, and very soon we'll be doing that with the Kraken.
Yes. Yeah, baby.
100%.
I'm excited to just see the new fans of hockey, because we have a hockey team now. We've had junior hockey, obviously, but now having an NHL franchise, we're going to have a lot of people that are just brand new to that sport, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to be a part of that and watch that.
And my personal preference is I don't mind watching baseball on television because I just love all the camera angles and the coverage. Same thing with football. I love it. I've been to football games, but hockey, man, it is so much better live. To me, it just is, even though they do as good as they can, putting it on TV and it's the next best thing. Boy, there's such a great appreciation watching those players live do what they do on ice, seeing it live. It's just amazing.
I think it's the same with soccer too, in a sense. You get to really appreciate just how that game is going when you're seeing stuff that's not even necessarily being followed by the camera, or because there's stuff going on outside of where the puck is, no different than where the ball is. And yeah, I've always said that if you want to, for people that are new to hockey, it's if you get to see a live game first, then watching it on TV is a lot easier because you get an idea of what the vibe is of the game. But obviously that's going to be tough right now because I think season ticket waiting list is kind of ridiculous for the Kraken when they do come. But man, it's going to still be great. Thank God for HD. It's made watching hockey so much better.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And big screen TVs too. Baby.
Oh, well, yeah, you're absolutely right. HD and big screen TVs have indeed helped both soccer and hockey for me, because you get to see. I feel like I get to see more of those games than I used to, and it's much clearer. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Which Apollo mission was launched on November 14th of 1969?
Apollo 19?
No.
Apollo 11?
No.
Apollo 9?
No.
Apollo 6?
No.
Apollo 9?
No.
Apollo 69?
No.
He tried. He did. Correct answer, unfortunately, for Steve. He didn't think of the number 12. And what the heck? We were just talking Hawks. He didn't think the 12th man. Apollo 12 was the answer. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.